In an industry that idolizes success, few stars have soared as high as Jamie Foxx. He's been the stand-up comedian who stole every stage he graced, the actor who bagged an Oscar for Ray, and the musician responsible for countless hits. Yet, when he suddenly disappeared from the public eye in 2023, hospitalized under mysterious circumstances, a torrent of speculation erupted. Everyone wanted to know what happened. Some stories pointed to exhaustion or routine medical issues. Others hinted at darker machinations. After all, Fox was no stranger to Hollywood's biggest players. Oprah, Diddy, Quincy Jones, and Sidney Poitier, to name a few. Could ties to these power brokers have pushed Fox to a breaking point? Hollywood's allure is built on half-truths and illusions, and rarely do we see what transpires once the cameras stop rolling. In Fox's case, rumor and reality blurred into a swirl of claims about hush-hush parties, behind-the-scenes phone calls, and powerful mentors whose advice might cost more than one bargained for. While Jamie's raw talent led him to stardom, whispers suggest that mastering his art was only part of the climb. Navigating hidden industry politics was another. Now, as he recovers from a brush with mortality, many wonder if the pressures of those high-level connections became too much for him to bear. Jamie Foxx's path to fame felt almost predestined. Born Eric Marlon Bishop in Texas, he first found an audience on the stand-up circuit, then catapulted into the mainstream with In Living Color. His range was obvious, from slapstick humor to heart-wrenching drama. By the time he portrayed Ray Charles, he seemed unstoppable. Yet behind the awards and red carpets, one event stood out. A phone call from none other than Oprah Winfrey. In public, Fox recounted how Oprah told him he was blowing it, referencing his post-Ray partying. While the call sounded like tough love from a mentor, some suspected it carried an underlying message. To shape up not just for his own reputation, but to appease the people who had effectively co-signed his rapid ascent. Hollywood is rife with stories of how quickly doors can slam shut if an actor offends the wrong kingmaker. Oprah's words, as the rumors go, might have reminded Jamie that stepping out of line could carry steep consequences. In parallel with Oprah's influence, Jamie Foxx frequently appeared at parties thrown by Sean Diddy Combs. These gatherings, legendary for their extravagance, were rumored to be anything but innocent. Attendees described them as both glamorous and oddly theatrical, where A-listers mingled while unspoken power moves played out in the background. Fox didn't hide his fascination. He once filmed the festivities, even teasing Diddy about over-the-top spending, joking that he could host an equally thrilling bash for a fraction of the budget. Some thought Jamie's playful jabs were just comedic gold. Others saw a potential warning sign. Was he inadvertently provoking a mogul known for his guarded reputation? Tales circulate about how these exclusive events foster secrecy, and cameras are typically unwelcome. That Fox was recording with Diddy's apparent permission raised questions about their relationship. Did Diddy view Jamie as a harmless entertainer, or did he see an ally who might share a sliver of the power behind those velvet ropes? While many hail Oprah as a transformative media icon, there have been grumblings that her support can be a double-edged sword. Her blessing can elevate a career overnight, but some argue it also places the recipient under her sphere of influence. In Fox's case, Oprah introduced him to legends like Quincy Jones and Sidney Poitier. On the surface, it sounds like the opportunity of a lifetime, a rising star getting guidance from entertainment's greatest trailblazers. But Oprah's name has popped up in controversies where her closeness to influential players, including those accused of deeply problematic behavior, casts her in a less than saintly light. One prominent example involved Harvey Weinstein, with an actress claiming Oprah stood by him while ignoring concerns. Whether true or not, it chipped away at her unassailable public persona. If Oprah did hold sway in Hollywood's highest echelons, could her call to Jamie have been more about securing loyalty than simply giving heartfelt advice? When Quincy Jones and Sidney Poitier entered Fox's orbit, it seemed like an anointment. Quincy's track record is nearly unparalleled. He's shaped musical icons from Michael Jackson to Frank Sinatra. Poitier's contributions to cinema won him the admiration of entire generations. Both men offered praise and caution in equal measure, urging Fox to step confidently into a new phase of his career. Some accounts claim Quincy jokingly scolded him for his non-stop partying, while Poitier spoke solemnly about responsibility. Yet rumor has it that these paragons of entertainment also navigated shadowy politics to maintain their status. Were they simply passing on wisdom, or were they inducting Fox into a system where he'd be expected to abide by unwritten rules? Hollywood watchers have long suspected that behind each mentorship might lurk conditions: toe the line, uphold certain alliances, and keep certain secrets locked away. For Fox, receiving blessings from such legends might have felt like crossing a threshold he never intended to approach. Fox's situation started to look eerily familiar when Ice Cube spoke out about gatekeepers in Hollywood, powerful individuals or coalitions who decide who flourishes and who quietly fades. Cube's remarks didn't specifically name Fox, but the similarities were hard to ignore. Jamie's comedic nature and open talk about high-profile parties aligned with the sorts of behaviors that, according to Cube, these gatekeepers might punish. Hollywood thrives on the illusion of star power, but behind that surface glimmer is a world of strategic alliances. If one star threatens the balance, by revealing too much or failing to properly acknowledge the folks who paved their way, those gatekeepers reportedly step in. Jamie Foxx's candid banter about Diddy's parties and insider relationships may have, even unintentionally, put him on a collision course with this hidden structure. Did the same free spirit that made him such a beloved public figure quietly ruffle feathers behind the scenes? Speculations soared when news broke that Fox had collapsed on the set of Back in Action. Fans hoped for a swift recovery, but the atmosphere felt thick with unanswered questions. Why so much secrecy? Why did updates remain vague for weeks? Some pinned the incident on grueling schedules or underlying medical conditions. Yet conspiracy-minded fans wondered if the crisis was a direct result of the relentless grip that top-tier Hollywood figures could exert. Suffering from extreme stress would be logical if he was juggling personal ambitions against the backdrop of silent obligations. Even if no one deliberately harmed him, the question lingered. Did the exhausting demands of a power-laden system push his health to a breaking point? Eventually, Jamie Foxx resurfaced. Thinner, quieter, but still witty, he brushed off wild rumors about being cloned and tried to reassure everyone he was fine. His playful tone, however, masked a new gravitas. He spoke gratefully about life, hinting he had come close to losing it all. Ongoing speculation about Oprah and Diddy's roles remained, but Fox sidestepped direct confrontation. He neither confirmed nor denied the conspiracy theories swirling around him. Many fans saw a man caught between two worlds, the irrepressible entertainer who wanted to share every hilarious story, and someone who'd tasted the darker side of fame and knew to tread carefully. The result was a more subdued star, still determined to keep the audience laughing but newly aware that telling the wrong story could trigger repercussions he wasn't prepared to face again. Jamie Foxx's near disappearance in 2023 exposed an unnerving tension between public adoration and private vulnerability. For years, he rode a wave of success, fueled by both undeniable skill and connections to people rumored to be the gatekeepers of modern entertainment. Oprah's pointed phone call, Diddy's ostentatious soirees, and the revered mentorship of Quincy Jones and Sidney Poitier all suggested a path paved with gold, but possibly lined with hidden demands. When Ice Cube spoke about gatekeepers, it provided a broader lens for interpreting Fox's troubles. In an industry built on secrets, stepping out of line may exact a toll few can afford. Did Fox merely suffer a medical crisis, or did the weight of these powerful bonds and expectations play a part? We may never get a definitive answer, but his subdued re-entry into public life speaks volumes. Hollywood's veneer thrives on glamorizing a sense like Jamie's, yet it seldom shows the shadows behind the spotlight. The question for viewers is whether Fox's ordeal serves as a cautionary tale. Could it be that every high-profile success story is accompanied by untold bargaining, coerced relationships, and silent compliance? If one of the most versatile entertainers in the business can't fully escape these trappings, then maybe the real question is whether anyone can. What do you think really happened to Jamie Foxx? Share your take in the comments and tap that like button if this deep dive got you thinking. Remember to subscribe and ring the notification bell for more explorations of Hollywood's hidden corners. Because sometimes the real show begins only when the cameras stop rolling.